Hello race fans and welcome to the Algarve International Circuit here in sunny Portugal for the Portuguese Grand Prix qualifying session. We're back at this fan favorite venue from 2020 and let's see if qualifying can be just as good as it was 3 years ago. Here's your practice report for the Portuguese Grand Prix. Keita Watanabe does better than his teammate Mick Schumacher, and he was on a harder compound. At the end of practice 2, we got some rain, but that didn't stop the drivers from setting in quick lap times before the heavens opened, and Watanabe got the jump on Schumacher. Though they don't look as competitive as they did over the last 2 races. The setup is set for the dry. However, qualifying, we're anticipating rain towards the end of the session. Around Q3 we're anticipating, so it should be chaotic. Let's look at the news. Toyota signs a sponsorship deal, renews their deal with Ikeda Oil and Lupo Industries. However, they signed a new deal with A+F, a medical brand company. So they part ways of Salve, a sponsor that they've had for the last 2 seasons. Williams jumps Aston Martin in the pecking order, but Toyota is still 4th. And here's our forecast once again. Remember, rain towards Q3 in qualifying with the race in the dry. Through the final corner we go, this long sweeping right-hander down the hill, briefly going uphill towards the finish line. Across the line he goes, and Watanabe down in P5. Much better lap time from Watanabe. He's going pedal to the metal, takes a bit of exit curve out of turn 15, crosses the line. Where's that going to put him? And that puts him P7 overall. Mick Schumacher down in 9th. So the Toyota is really not looking competitive out on this circuit. In sharp contrast again to Bahrain and to Imola, where they were always at the head of the order. And unfortunately, Russell out. Dark clouds looming overhead towards the end of Q2 as Watanabe barrels down towards the line. He's using a scrub set of softs, and he's up into P2 behind his teammate. And the rain is falling. Watanabe trying to qualify on the medium tires, seeing just how bad, seeing how all the other drivers are. No, he loses it! He lost it to the turn 15, and that's a huge contact at the wall. Thankfully, the car is still running, but Watanabe has no front wing. He's going to have to pit at the end of this lap. And unfortunately, with the way the rain is falling now, the track will be too damp. And here we go, Watanabe and Schumacher make it through 3 and 4. However, most of the top 10 are going to be able to start the race on the medium tires, so the 2 Toyotas will be totally vulnerable. And surprise, Leclerc and Perez on the mediums failed to qualify. The rain is falling. Watanabe going a little wide, a little understeer through turn 15 on those inters, crosses the line. Where's that going to put him? 2nd overall, so he does have pace in the wet despite running the dry setup. Purple second sector for Watanabe. Is he gunning for pole position? He hasn't gotten the pole this season. Crosses the line, P3. A little improvement, a 10th up on his previous. Watanabe down in 4th. Can he make the difference though? Let's see. Crosses the line. And Watanabe makes it into the top 3 behind Valtteri Bottas and Max Verstappen. Mick Schumacher down in 7th. However, Watanabe is in a sea of medium tire runners who will start the race on the better race tires. So what is Watanabe going to do on those softs? Sunny skies, paradise temperatures. Welcome everyone to the Portuguese Grand Prix here at Portimão for the 2023 Portuguese Grand Prix. We're here at this fan favorite venue, typically done for MotoGP, but however we've put on 4 wheels around this circuit and we're going to see what our drivers can do around the Algarve International Circuit, where undulation is the name of the game here. Ups and downs, blind corners, the driver's going to have to be on their guard, and where every turn will feel like a roller coaster, they'll have to keep the thrills to themselves and ensure that they can keep level-headed as they navigate this technical track. And welcome to the starting grid for the Portuguese Grand Prix. And strategy, once again, is the name of the game. Watanabe, no strategy that's going to be able to help him here. He's stuck on the dry set, and he's on a used set of soft compound tires, while the rest of the drivers around him are on the mediums. So they're going to be able to have longevity in this race. Watanabe, a good race start will mean that he has to get off the line extremely well, and mostly get up into 1st and extend the gap to those medium tire runners in order to make his first of probably 2 stops. And here we go. Here's the starting grid for the Portuguese Grand Prix. Let's see where our drivers line up. Valtteri Bottas takes pole position. Max Verstappen, P2. Our front row will be looking for a better finish to their race than last time out in Imola, where they both got some bad results. Watanabe 3rd, Hamilton 4th, Norris 5th, and Daniel Ricciardo in P6th, and Mick Schumacher 7th. Carlos Sainz 8th, Fernando Alonso 9th, and Pierre Gasly in 10th place. Then we have Lance Stroll 11th, Esteban Ocon 12th, Vettel 13th, and Charles Leclerc surprisingly down in 14th alongside Sergio Perez, who both tried to qualify in the mediums. Giovinazzi 16th, Russell 17th, Latifi 18th, Yuki Tsunoda and Marino Sato in 19th and 20th, with Zhou Guanyu and Nikita Mazepin down at the back of the grid. Here's your starting grid. What are our drivers going to be able to do? Let's see as we get ready to go underway. 5 red lights. We're back at the Algarve International Circuit, back in Portimão. Let's see where we go. It's lights out, and away we go. And Watanabe's got a brilliant start off the line. He's challenging Bottas down the hill to go towards turn number 1. And Watanabe around the outside. He's using the grip in his softs well. He makes the pass on Bottas and Max Verstappen, and that is the start he needed. And now he just needs to prolong the gap between the front runners. Let's look at the race start. Look at this start. No wheel spin at all for Keita Watanabe. He just let go of the clutch and had the perfect start off the line. Already challenging Bottas and around the outside. Contrary to most other circuits, the outside line in the first sector typically tends to be the one with the most grip around this circuit. Bottas defends the inside, but Watanabe just swoops around the outside with the grip in the soft compound. Around turn 15 we go, going up the hill towards the start-finish line, and Bottas is very close. Watanabe tries to defend the inside because he senses the attack from Max Verstappen. Verstappen in the slipstream, but Bottas has got the superior pace advantage over the Toyota. Around the outside he goes, and Watanabe is forced to defend the inside where Max Verstappen squeezes the Red Bull out wide, and Watanabe holds the position, but those cars behind on the mediums are going to be pressurizing him very quickly, and Watanabe has been left behind by Valtteri Bottas, who extends his gap. Let's look at the replay. Through turn 15, you can see just how planted Bottas is. Remember, those soft tires, Watanabe reused a set of soft tires from in Q2 that he had run in Q1. He was unable to set another soft tire run because he saw all the drivers behind him on the medium tire. And if it hadn't been for that crash in qualifying, perhaps he could have made the advantage work. You can see Max Verstappen. The medium tire seems to be the preferred tire to start the race on. So that means that Watanabe and Schumacher, both having started on the softs, are going to be extremely vulnerable. Heading down again towards turn 15, swooping in Watanabe, facing some understeer. You can feel the grip in the car. He's losing it. And Watanabe and Max Verstappen, down the inside he goes. He's got the superior pace, and Watanabe's just been left hanging by his strategy team. As Max Verstappen locks up, and Lewis Hamilton dives down the gap he sees. Watanabe's going to try to fend him off, and he holds position, but he goes a little off track. So is that going to be a little intervention? Let's look at Lewis Hamilton now. Down turn 15, and that is a much easier pass than on the previous lap. And Hamilton takes P3 from Watanabe. Now he's going to be passed by the McLarens, the Toyota. Every time through turn 15, down the start-finish straight, he's going backwards. And because he just doesn't have the tire grip. Trying to see to make the move, and there's contact at the back of the McLaren of Lando Norris. Daniel Ricciardo going to see if he can make a move around the outside, and Watanabe is on the radio with the strategy team, and Ricciardo is about to make the move on Watanabe. Watanabe fights him back though, but there's a lot of understeer in that car. Was there damage from the contact with Lando Norris? We'll have to wait and see, and there is damage, and Watanabe dives down into turn 5, but he's got no grip. He goes off the track, rejoins the circuit, and he's done an illegal overtake on his teammate Schumacher. But how is that possible? Daniel Ricciardo passes him, Schumacher passes him, and he gets passed by 3 cars, potentially 4, as Alonso tries to go down the inside through the hill of turn 8, but Watanabe manages to hold on. Let's look at the replay. Heading down the hill into turn 1, there's a slight tap, but there doesn't seem to be really any visible damage. However, the team says otherwise. And let's look at the T-Cam. This is Mick Schumacher. He's going to make a move on Daniel Ricciardo down the inside of the McLaren driver. You can see his teammate just go off in the distance, rejoins the track, and the FIA for some reason considered that to be an illegal overtake. However, and that's going to be quite contentious as Schumacher gets blocked. And here goes Keita Watanabe entering the pit lane for an early pit stop onto medium compound tires and a front wing change. So, terrible luck for the Toyota driver, considering where he was, the highs of the strategy team that they were riding in Imola. It's completely gone off the rails. So Watanabe is going to be quite hinder as he's going to fall to the back of the grid, and the other drivers are going to extend their gaps. However, he's on the medium tires. He's on fresh medium tires, and we've seen just how powerful that tire is around the circuit in the opening phase. So can Watanabe unlock some pace in that Toyota that we have yet to see? Let's see as he charges after Joe.
Okay, there appears to be an issue. We're currently investigating.
Oh no! Oh no! This is not what we need. Toyota, remember, they started the Bahrain Grand Prix. They've talked about how they've added a lot. They've invested in engine power alone and haven't really focused on reliability, thinking that the engine power will compensate for any deficiency in reliability. But they DNF'd from the first race. They had some good pace in the second race, but has their luck turned around again in this Portuguese Grand Prix? Keito Watanabe, 4 seconds behind Zhou Guanyu, possibly about to take him in about 2 laps time. Over the crest of the hill he goes, through turn 8, down the hill. Is that... Oh no, is that the Toyota going slow? He looks like he's going slow, and that is, and Keito Watanabe into the second race. In the third race, he's out again. Let's look at the replay. Turn 7 we go, and you can hear the engine just let up. There's no smoke, so maybe it's a gearbox failure, which is not really part of the engine itself, but that is immensely disappointing for Watanabe. And in the first 3 races of this season, he's only finished once. He's finished first, but that's not going to do his championship hopes any good. But here we go. Lewis Hamilton. He's shown the pace all race. He has the race pace in that Mercedes. He takes the Portuguese Grand Prix, winning it for the 2nd time at this circuit, ever since Formula 1 started racing at this Portuguese Grand Prix. And Schumacher down the order in 9th place, but Watanabe is the only DNF along with Nikita Mazepin and both Toyota drivers. Schumacher and Keito Watanabe down the order as Hamilton takes a 12-point lead in the drivers with Valtteri Bottas close behind, and Perez and Verstappen down the order as well. And Mercedes and Red Bull take Toyota's spot in the Constructors' Championship. We remember how close it was after Imola and how quickly the tables can turn in this championship, and you have to be always on it. Toyota will be looking for answers as we head to Monaco for the Monaco Grand Prix next. But Lewis Hamilton will be riding that high. Mercedes look completely in control of this championship. We'll have to wait and see if the tables can turn. But that's it from us. Goodbye.